The Packers are under the cap! I mean, like, it's basically when your bank account goes from being negative to having $3. So, like, we're still broke, but under the cap! Grossi Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Jamaal Williams had to go to the Lions. Why do you have to go to the Lions? Grossi, and today we're going to be breaking down the Green Bay Packers finally being under the cap, meaning that we're set, at least for a little while, until we have to make some more restructures and more moves, and of course, Jamaal Williams signing a 2-year deal with the Detroit Lions. Before we get to that, I want to do a big shout out and thank you to some brand new Patreon and YouTube members. First, over on the Patreon side of things, we have Andrew Danks, we have Connor F. Doherty upping his subscription, and we have Patrick. A big shout out and thank you to you all. And over on the YouTube side of things, joining the Grossi Posse over in the memberships, we got AJ Geske and we have Redbird 2002. A big shout out and thank you to you all. Now let's get the depressing news out of the way first. Now obviously we knew Jamaal Williams is no longer going to be a Green Bay Packer as soon as that Aaron Jones contract was signed. And while I was elated that Aaron Jones was going to be remaining a Green Bay Packer, it meant that we were going to lose Jamaal Williams. And I will say that Jamaal Williams is a phenomenal player, not only on the field, but for that locker room. He's a personality, and he will be sorely, sorely missed. And so then we wondered, okay, where is he going to go? And late last night, we got that answer. Signing a 2-year deal with the Detroit Lions worth up to $7.5 million, Jamaal Williams is staying in the NFC North. And here's the thing. I know he's going to a rival, a competitor, and I know that they already have like a decent backfield, right? DeAndre Swift is back there. They just drafted him. But I will say, Lions, you got yourself a damn good player. He's not only going to benefit the team, he's going to benefit the locker room, and fans are going to fall in love with him. So, you take care of him. Because if I find out, if you didn't, I really can't threaten you with anything because you're the Lions. I mean, how much worse can things get? But wishing Jamaal Williams the absolute best. Speaking of running backs, let's talk about Aaron Jones because his contract details were finally released today. And boy, oh boy, did the Green Bay Packers work some magic. Now, we already saw that it was a 4-year deal worth up to $48 million, but it really works itself out into basically a 2-year deal. The only guaranteed money is the $13 million in the signing bonus, and the base salary breaks out this way. In 2021, it's $1 million plus an extra $250,000 for a roster bonus and a workout bonus. In 2022, it's $1.1 million. However, the roster and workout bonuses go up to $4.65 million. Then, this is where things start getting rough. In 2023, it's an $8.1 million base with a $7.9 million addition in roster and workout bonuses. And in 2024, it's $11.1 million base with an extra $900,000 in the workout and roster bonuses. So, Aaron Jones getting paid about $20 million over the next 2 years because of the good old signing bonus, which a lot of people pointing out online is basically just double the franchise tag. So that just worked out and we didn't have to utilize the franchise tag. So good work there, Russ Ball. And I love this deal because while yes, if we keep him past 2022, which there is an out after the 2022 season, things are going to get very, very expensive very quickly. However, I imagine what this is going to look like is he'll either be restructured and or released because after the 2022 season, he'll be turning 29 years old the following year. So it kind of makes sense. It's about that time. So I imagine this is going to work itself out to be a 2-year deal. The cap hit over the next 4 years of the contract in 2021, it's less than $4.5 million. 2022 is $9 million. Then in 2023, it jumps up to $19.25. And in 2024, $15.25 million, which is why I imagine Aaron Jones most likely won't be on the team in 2 years, or there's going to have to be a dramatic restructure. But what this meant is that the Green Bay Packers are going to get him for 2 years. If they decide to move on from him after the 2022 season, they'll be left with $6.5 million in dead cap. Not amazing, but also not the end of the world. We also got the details of Billy Turner's restructure, in which they saved $3.56 million in cap space. They basically turned his near $4.5 million of base into a signing bonus. And what that means, just because I feel like you've heard a lot of that and I haven't done an amazing job of explaining it, and I might have done an okay job, but just in case, basically what you're doing is you're basically taking it as a signing bonus and you're able to spread that out against future years. So you don't have to give it to him all in one lump sum like you would a base salary for this year. So basically, if you convert it into a signing bonus, you don't have to pay it all to him in 2021. You can spread out to 2022, 23, 24. And I know that there were some voided years at the very end of Billy Turner's contract. But the other big restructure that we saw, and not extension, was one Zadarius Smith. They restructured his deal by converting his $5 million roster bonus and his $9.76 million of a base salary into a signing bonus, once again, to be spread out. However, there's not a ton of spreading out to do because he's under contract for 2 more years, this season and next season. So we're gonna have to pay him. I imagine that this could have been a move maybe just to get under the salary cap, and maybe an extension is coming, or something's gonna have to give, because we're about to give Zadarius Smith a crap ton of money. Right now, it saved $7.38 million in cap space. So what does this mean? It means that the Packers are okay for the start of the new season, which happened about 27 minutes ago. They're still gonna have to do some work later down the line because of their draft picks and all that great stuff, but right now we're okay. We have like $1 million over the cap, so we're not going out and getting any big time free agents. However, one of the big things to note is in 2022, we've kind of kicked the can a whole bunch, and meaning that we're going to be paying a lot of money in 2022 unless there's significant restructures that are going to happen once again. So there's been people online who are saying that maybe this is like the all-in year, potentially the last time with Aaron Rodgers, which makes me very sad. Obviously, this is all speculation, so we'll see how it plays out. And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he was notably absent when it came to restructuring his deal, which I think says a whole lot. The Packers absolutely still can do that, and they can create more cap space and potentially sign some free agents if they restructured Rodgers' contract. If they wind up going through this entire process and they don't restructure him, then I think there's a good chance that this might be his last year on the roster, because they're basically saying, hey, we're not willing to commit to you for longer. It might be Jordan Love's turn next year. But again, let's wait and see. Let's not panic just yet, and we'll see how it goes. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think the Packers should restructure Aaron Rodgers and then maybe go after a corner, right? Maybe a little linebacker action, maybe a D lineman? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy on all social media. See down below. Check out Patcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout and thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. But thank you so much for watching. We will be going live once again this evening to break down all the other craziness that happened in free agency today, like AJ Green going to the Cardinals and all of that craziness. We will be doing that. I don't have a time just yet because I do also want to get a reaction video out today, but stay tuned. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.